Video games have definitely changed over the years. These days, kids can dance alongside their friends and even create and build upon the words they learned in kindergarten. Jessica Solai explains why some video games are better than others.
The Lucas family has a wide variety of video games. All 5 kids, ranging in age from 4 to 13, are like many other children. They enjoy video gaming.
Good job, Lucy. You're so smart.
Begins with the letter S.
Dr. Edwin Ortiz-Nance knows the benefits of video games. He's been using the technology in his practice for the past 9 years.
As a neuropsychologist, I have been using video games to work with things like ADHD, to work with impulse control, and moved on to working with things like logic, visual motor skills, mood disorders, anxiety.
We often hear of the negative effects of video games. However, they also offer some positive benefits, such as the development of language skills, including following direction and understanding prepositions, math skills with score counting or point totals, reading skills from the directions on the screen, and social skills with partner and group games.
Claire, she had some speech delays, so I have noticed, especially with the game they're playing right now, the Elmo games, it really helped her in the beginning because she kind of had a later start in kindergarten, and it really helped her. We actually would have her play the games to sort of work on her alphabet and her her phonetics.
Video games also impact one's executive functioning, or your higher brain functions, which are used for self-regulation, emotional regulation, and behavioral regulation.
If you are looking at the right video games and you're picking them out, all of these things are things that if a parent will look at the video game and look at it not as entertainment, but what else it does. If they will look at it as, what would I have to use to play this game? The video game becomes more than just entertainment.
Although the Lucas kids have many play and education options, video games remain a favorite at home and increasingly in the classroom.
Most schools are recognizing the power and the quality of the video games. And these are all video games that make math, history, English, makes it fun. It also allows the teacher to extend what's going on in the classroom out into the real world.
Whether a video game is good or bad depends on 3 factors: the type of the video game, the amount of exposure, and the environment in which it is used.
They look at video games as a distraction, as entertainment, as like a spectator sport like TV, but they don't think of video games as some of the other things that a video game can do until maybe it's gone too far. And that's where I think a lot of people then get to look at a video game as a negative influence on their children.
A game can be educational if the amount of exposure is low, but hours of play, perhaps late into the evening, can be detrimental.
Another little secondary effect, they're now playing with their sleep. And children who lose sleep the next day are irritable, more given towards poor attention, less control over themselves.
Consider the environment. Make sure your child is not alone in a room with just the TV.
Environment is one that is suggesting just pay attention and focus in on the video game. If that environment, however, was conducive to conversation, we call cooperative play where they're sharing, that's a different environment.
One way to control what your kids are playing: play with them. This can be sitting beside them or even getting the family together to do some extra games. These are interactive and require users to stand up and move to participate.
Especially when it's rainy, like during Christmas break, with their older sister, they do get some exercise that way, and it's kind of more family, and then I'll do it too, and it's kind of like exercise for the family.
Like all things, it's important to limit their exposure. Also, video games should not be used as a babysitter. Parents need to know what games their children are playing, and parents should create a game plan, know the game's rating, and what skills it promotes.
So for me, I'd rather be the gatekeeper and help them. I always say, it's better to be outside and to try and teach them how to limit it, and just realize that it is a part of their world, and it can be a really positive thing.
I'm Jessica Salai for 0 to 5 in 30 minutes.
Way to go!
Thanks, Jessica. If you'd like to know more about educational and physical video games, visit our website. Just go to valleypbs.org and click on 0 to 5 in 30 minutes.
This program funded in part by First 5 Fresno County. At First 5, we focus on the first 5 years of life. We fund programs and services that better the lives of children in Fresno County.
Additional funding from First 5 Tulare County. Changing lives and building futures. Because it's all about the kids.